Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ghosts of England. Today we check out 12 real ghost reports from the county of Shropshire. Number 1. Cosford Aerospace Museum. Within the museum there is the last remaining Avro bomber that is said to be haunted by the ghost of a pilot that has been seen on multiple occasions sitting in the cockpit. A tape recorder was left within the plane overnight, and what was heard the following day by staff was the sounds of a busy airport in full action, though the museum was devoid of life while the tape recorder was running. Number 2. Hannah Phillips. Along the main road through the village of Astley Abbots, the spirit of a young woman can be seen wearing a long dark dress. She is believed to be the spirit of Hannah Phillips who lived here. She met a rather tragic end when she slipped into a river and drowned just a few days before her wedding day. Number 3. Headless coach driver. In areas around Basechurch, the spirit of a headless coach driver has been reported by many witnesses. The man behind the haunting had supposedly hung himself to end his life, but now seems to lead a very active afterlife. A recent report was from a woman that could hear a horse walking close by but could see nothing around her. Number 4. Cries for Help. There is a saddening report from the former limestone pit on Bent Hull Edge. Many people have heard the otherworldly cries and screams for help, but no one can find the source of the calls. This ghostly activity dates back to the 19th century when the pit was still manned. One of the workers was delivering the week's wages for the miners, and was robbed and buried alive in the area. Witnesses are listening to the ghostly replay of the final hours of his life. Number 5. Running Lady. On a small road in Beaumere Heath, a driver and his wife witnessed an elderly lady in grey run across the road ahead of them. They said that the sighting of the woman was odd. The lady looked very wispy, and as she was running her clothes seemed to move in slow motion. The other strange part about the event was, as the husband saw the lady run from the left side of the road to the right side of the road, his wife saw the lady run from the right side of the road to the left side of the road. A very strange occurrence indeed. Number 6. Broseley. A private residence in Broseley has had a few interesting reports over the years. One witness watched as two faces appeared from the wall and had a conversation with one another, while other people had stated that they had seen a servant girl appear at the foot of the bed. On a separate occasion, neighbours had said that they had seen a man stood by the window looking out. When the neighbours asked who the man was, they were told that the house was empty and there shouldn't have been anyone inside. For me, I probably would have left that house behind a long time ago. Number 7. Buildwas Power Station. The Buildwas Power Station was partially built on an area where an abbey once stood, and possibly due to this many strange activities have been reported. Several workers have spotted while on shift the figure of a dark monk walking around the building, and another worker reported seeing the spirit of a young lady floating above the ground in front of him. She slowly disappeared in front of his eyes. This report also says that audio equipment has picked up some activity, but doesn't say as to what it is. Number 8. Cries of Children. There is a report from Ferry Road in Ironbridge of two young children that were drowned in a river nearby. Their bodies were recovered too late for resuscitation, and since then crying children have been heard by the roadside where they were taken from. A ghostly reminder of that terrible day. Number 9. Battle Cries. On the 11th of October in 2010, around 4 AM in the morning, a lady from Longdon awoke to the sounds of hundreds of men shouting and cheering as though they were screaming out a battle cry. She woke her husband, who also heard the noise, and it would also appear as though the local dogs could hear the noise as they were barking at the commotion. Number 10. A Gathering of Bees. There is a belief that when a local beekeeper named Margaret Bell died in June of 1994 in Ludlow, a swarm of hundreds of bees gathered in a corner of Bell Lane. It is thought that the bees gathered to mourn the loss of their keeper. A rather odd report, I know, as it doesn't seem to include a ghost, but I thought it was definitely worth mentioning. Number 11. Globe Inn. The Globe Inn, located in Ludlow, is reputed for being haunted by a long-haired soldier. It is believed that the soldier had been murdered in the inn, where he can now be seen walking up and down the corridors. One guest even claims to have spoken to the phantom, believing him to be a real person. My only assumption though is that he must have thought the gentleman was in fancy dress. And finally for this episode, number 12. Marion. A tale of love and betrayal now that leads us to Ludlow Castle, where an old story around the castle says that while the castle was besieged, Marion up in her tower let down a rope so that her lover could climb up to her, with which he did. But with him he also brought up some of the soldiers that was attacking the castle. Marion soon realised that she had been betrayed and stabbed her lover before jumping out of the window to her death. Many witnesses have claimed to have seen Marion repeating her final actions, as they have seen the spirit of a woman falling from the castle tower. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.